How was your week drawing this past week? I know memory drawing, it feels like, for me, I'm regressing to stick figures because I'm so invested in trying to figure out what the pose was doing. I'm not even thinking about everything we've been learning up till now, but how was it for you guys?
I was lucky if I got 3. Usually it was 1 or 2.
Yeah.
What do you think the benefit of memory drawing is?
You're about to see it in this very next exercise. It has been preparing us, but what we're going to learn next, moving drawing, is an immediate connection, because I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's short-term memory of an action. We've been learning.
Yeah, I see how this all helps with urban sketching, but not with any other kind of drawing particularly.
So for urban sketching, as in drawing
people going by and you want to get them quickly, I understand that.
One thing that Nicolaides is really known for is he recommends that you do a memory drawing of a scene in your life every single day. He calls it the daily drawing, and that at some point in your life or in your day-to-day actions, if you see something really striking, he says, capture that moment. When you get back home, draw your memory drawing. And so he's asking you to stay visually aware all day long, take a mental snapshot to improve that visual memory that can help whenever you're thinking in compositions, whenever you're thinking, well, why is that something that I want to remember that is my snapshot for the day? That is helped whenever you are improving your visual memory over time. So that, I think, can be handy for artists. You know, if you see something that really captures your attention or inspires you, just in daily life, or maybe it's a particular person's face, if you've got a visual memory that you've been training that you can just, like, you know, remember it, then you could go home and
use it,
develop it. Yeah. Now, how often do we do that? You know, we're getting there.
It's a bank account.
Ooh, I like that, Diane. Yeah, making deposits in the bank account. We're ready to withdraw our masterpiece eventually. But that is in the full Natural Weighted Drawing book. If you read it, he mentions the daily drawing pretty early on, and that's not something I included in this challenge, but it would be a great addition to your practice for sure. So, memory drawing. Yeah, no problem. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and let's dive in. And if you do have any questions, holler. Alrighty. So we're already on week 6. Now we're back at the 5-minute introduction or warm-up drawing, 10-minute kind of meteor drawing, then finally finishing out with 15 minutes, as you recommended, 30 minutes of daily drawing for 5 days. Now that we've learned so many different exercises, this is a really fun kind of time to review a lot of the exercises. So we're still doing a lot of memory because it's going to be so helpful with these moving drawings. So your warm-ups throughout the week are 5 minutes of either memory or gesture, alternating. And memory hopefully will eventually become more like a gesture drawing. Right now mine just look like stick figures, but over time you're aiming for sort of a gesture drawing sort of look, but whatever you can remember. Your 10-minute drawings are going to be either a series of gesture drawings, so however many gestures you can get in 10 minutes, whatever's comfortable for you by now, maybe 1 or 2 minutes per gesture, something like that. Model drawing, again, set your timer, do as many model drawings as you can. So for me, I tend to do 1, maybe 2 model drawings in a 10-minute time segment. And that process, just to review, is I usually begin with a gesture drawing. I start my model drawing, I look at that model, I get the overall movement and proportions, and then I develop that with a weight drawing. And you can go back and check out more of that. I think that was in week 4, was weight and model drawing. So you're looking for the heaviness and scribbling in where the weight of the model sits. And then you go over that with a cross contour. So now we're really starting to see how all of these exercises that we've been learning are piling up on each other and working together for these more advanced sessions. So either gesture or model drawing, and then finally you've got 3 15-minute lessons of moving drawing. So what is moving drawing? You can, of course, download this all here, get the PDF. Let's go ahead and check out moving drawing. Our quote from Nicolaides this time is to stick to the spirit and style of a quick gesture study. And moving action drawing, also referred to as moving drawing, is basically you're going to be drawing the model in action. So for this lesson, we have moving models. You're welcome to hop around on the internet, and if you want to find something else, go for it. But what I've found to be really helpful are these yoga GIFs. So if you look up GIFs of just simple movements or simple actions, you can find some really good ones. And in our course, I've linked to, in this week 6 lesson, I've linked to a lot of these different yoga GIFs. So feel free to explore and kind of check out some different little GIFs. And a GIF is just a repeating moving picture. So it's the same movement over and over again. Now, when Nicolaides would have his models in class, if this was a live action class, as you can see, we got tons of models to choose from here, just in the lesson as well. This is what they would be doing. The model assumes his position and repeats a motion over and over again for 3 minutes, sometimes moving slowly, sometimes moving naturally. So here you can see a moving action drawing of a model lifting their arm and extending it all the way forward and all the way backward. The rest of the model is still, the rest of the body. Our job, whenever we're doing a moving action drawing, is to draw the 2 extreme movements of the position. So starting with that part of the body, this is back to the text, starting with the part of the body which remains more or less stationary, make a gesture drawing of at least 2 poses, one at the beginning and another at the extreme of the action. In the pose described above, the right leg remained more or less stationary, and the extreme of the pose occurred when the left hand was reaching to the right. These 2 drawings are made on the same paper and are superimposed, the part of the body that was the same in both poses being drawn only once. So that is straight from the original. Any questions so far on how this moving action is going to work?
Yes.
Yes, go for it, Marjorie.
Yeah, so I'm struggling still with the weight drawing and the model drawing. And I keep reading the text over again, and I still don't get it. So, all right, this time that you're supposed to do this like a gesture drawing, but this looks like more completed than a gesture drawing to me. The sample.
Yes, and you're totally right. You can see down here, student drawing combining moving action with contour. So this is a contour drawing focusing on the edges of the model and drawing more or less what you really see, as opposed to the gesture drawing, which is really the action.
Okay.
What I suspect is this is probably because this would be a longer pose. The student might have spent more time. And one flaw with the entire,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, this must be the student that drew the elephant head,
Exactly. Yeah, I was about to say, Nicolaides died right before he was going to publish his book, so he didn't get to illustrate the exact poses or drawings as he meant them. We kind of have to go back and pick the closest, most accurate drawing. So this is one way to do it. And how about we go ahead and try our hand at moving action, and we'll see how we do. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the top of this lesson. We're actually going to just draw from this page, the week 6. Or really, I'm sorry, I should go to the one that's going to continue over and over again. So this is a little bit better, the yoga moves.
Mm-hmm.
So does this one look all right to everyone, or would you prefer that?
I started on the first one already.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and do this. I'm going to set the timer for 3 minutes. So you'll have time to draw the extreme of her knee all the way up with her toes kind of aiming toward her back, and the extreme of her knee tucked in toward her nose. So those are the 2 extremes of this pose. If you end up with more time in 3 minutes, then you can draw one of the intermediate poses. So 3 minutes is on the clock, starting now. And Nicolaides recommends that you begin with the parts of the poses that stay still throughout. So I'm going to start with her back left leg. You can see how having a kind of visual memory to quickly remember what that pose looked like 1 second ago is really helpful here. Got about 1.5 minutes left. About 20 more seconds. And time. Ooh. So here's what I ended up with. It's a tangle. I was going for the movement and gesture drawing. I think some weight drawing kind of snuck in there. But you can, the thing is, I realized when her bum was up, what was her head position became the middle of her torso. So they were very difficult to tell one from the other. But I like this challenge. I think this is something I'm going to have a lot of fun with, is maybe even switching colors of my pen, or maybe switching the like pen weight so that it'll be easier to tell which is which. But then again, it would be good also just to be able to tell that through the drawing. So we'll see. Who wants to show off or who has questions? Zach, go for it. Oh yeah.
Ria?
Okay, yeah. The leg action really works there. That turned out really nicely. You can see the kind of swivel on the hip.
Yeah.
Very nice, Diane.
Can I see? I can't see.
Oh,
Like a-
wow.
Oh, great.
Lots of legs in there.
Great.
Like a goddess.
You know, I like what you did because you shortened the movement of the model's action. So instead of going all the way up to the knee, thank you. She only did half of the movement where it's just that back leg moving, and that's kind of smart because that was a very challenging pose for 3 minutes. That's smart.
Right.
Yeah. Maria, oh, lovely. You did the same thing. You guys are so smart. That's beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
You know, and that is more of a contour drawing, but if y'all prefer to stick with contour drawing when you're going through these, go for it. Whatever's going to help you really capture that movement and the motion, I should say.
It didn't even occur to me to only do the top part of the leg. It's interesting.
Right? Mm-hmm. We're such good rule followers over here.
Yeah.
Yes, Renate. Let me get you spotlighted here then, Bob. Oh, yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, she captured it.
Also, you know, that feels like the weight is there, and the contraction of the muscle somehow comes across with that back legs. Really nice. Get you over here, Bob. Oh, shucks. It's kind of hard to see, but I'm liking what I can see. Yeah. The
feet got to the head.
Mhm.
Bob, did you use pencil?
That's a pencil, a light pencil, yeah, a soft pencil.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
that would work.
That's why it was hard to see.
A
Yeah.
little too fuzzy, but looks good. Thanks,
Oh, great.
Yeah, very nice. You did a great job differentiating.
Yep.
What do you think of just looking like an octopus person in a way? We're gonna end up with a lot of interesting drawings. Well, let's go for another one. Let's see. Yeah, y'all ready?
Yeah. But it,
Okay, so let's look for a simpler pose now. I think this is a really classic, and the legs stay much more still. So yeah, I wonder if I can make this bigger. Well, let me see if I can get that bigger. Nope. But apparently this is a big thing, these yoga GIFs. There's a whole website for it. All right. There you have it. I'm going to put 3 minutes on the clock. And begin. Again, starting with the parts of the body that are the most still, the easy parts. Oh gosh, about 50 seconds left. And time. Okay. Let's check it out. So I ended up this lady. I feel like it was more clear this time. It gets a little confusing the second round. I don't know if y'all ran into the same issue where you're like, wait, which model is this line I'm working on right now? But I'm loving the challenge. This is why this is my favorite exercise. There's something about it, just kind of addictive, trying to figure it all out. Yes, Zach. Oh, kind of
Very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good.
Oh, yeah, with the black and blue ink. Very nice.
Thank you.
Good call. I see Linda and Judith. Let me pop you guys up. Beautiful work, everybody. Oh, yeah. Very elegant. Got right to it. Judith, I see your screen.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. Weighty.
Yeah, excellent. Really, I like how you kind of treated them differently. Oh, and Bob did kind of the same thing there. Great, Bob. We can see you now.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, the way these darkened up one to show
Yeah.
the difference in the other. Carol, I see your hand. Let me pop you up here. I'll just keep cycling through everybody. These are fabulous.
Oh, also two colors.
Okay, found the
I
winning.
grabbed, my colored pencils were nearby, and I thought that was very useful.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I love these.
Oh, terrific.
Really nice.
Yeah.
This is making me want to go stretch, y'all. Barbara, lovely work. Oh, yeah. Very nice. And
Yeah.
it's so convenient whenever you can take the time to, you know, spend a little bit more detail doing the stationary parts of the body.
I'll show this one. I'll show this one. The first one was awful.
Oh, no. Yeah, that happens a lot.
Keith Harris.
That's good.
Oh, yeah. I can, like,
Oh,
choose-
good, Diane.
Yeah.
Marjorie,
Can you see it?
hold it up just a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. Yes.
Very
Interesting.
good.
Yeah, how you see that kind of flip of the mirror shape of the torso moving like back and forth. Ellie. Oh, that's
Oh,
lovely.
excellent.
Great
Nice.
work on the face there. And the feet really show that tension. It's nice. Kind of pushing back look. That all of our lovely drawings for now. Beautiful, beautiful. Excellent. Well, how are y'all feeling? Would y'all like to do another one or work through any other specific drawing exercises? It sounded like, Marjorie, you had some questions about model drawing.
Yeah.
What are we in the
I'm
mood?
having trouble with model. I'll show you the model drawing that I did do. Okay.
Oh, gorgeous.
Is that a model drawing?
Can we see it?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, it is like a kind of a combo of a model drawing and, well, the thing is when you contour, it's a bit more detailed than anything Nicolaides does as far as like the facial features
Right.
and some of the little details.
Because we had 15 minutes, so I spent all 15 minutes on this.
But is it modeled where you do the lines?
Right, typically do a cross contour on top of your model drawing.
Oh, okay.
However, there are some model drawings in the book where it's only the kind of part where you feel like you're feeling out the model and only using pigment. But I think according to the strict definition, you would go over that with a cross contour. So it's sort of like be taking that drawing that you did, Marjorie, and then
Yeah.
applying, let me pull this up here, applying this, the cross contour treatment on top of that.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
almost
On
like you're
top
working
of,
in
not
layers.
in place of.
Uh-huh. And especially if you find yourself with more time at the end, then maybe play around with adding those those cross contours. But you did a great job showing how the depth and the darkness wraps around and it's lighter, yeah, very nice. Any other questions, or would y'all like to draw through a model drawing together? Get a little practice.
Yeah, let's do that.
Lovely. All right, so I'll set this up for 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and do a full 10-minute model drawing. I'm going to pull up the line of action, everybody's favorite.
I only have a pen. Well, that's what I use.
Yeah, I finally went through a whole sketchbook. Just been using these big ones left over from Mexico Life.
Sketchbook.
And I have been, just to keep things interesting, every now and then I'll dip in and do some hand drawings instead of figure drawings. So you can always play around. And of course, we've got Dr. Linda Sonna, who pops in every now and then. She loves doing horses, if you want to do animals, still life. But for this particular one, if you want to join us with a figure, we'll do a 10-minute modeled drawing of a nude model. And I don't want to deal with fabric. I don't know about y'all.
Nope.
Oh, I forgot to put only nude models.
There we go.
Okay, that'll work. All right, so we've got 10 minutes on the clock.
Wait, how could, oh,
And if you would like to use pencil, I'm going to be using pencil. That can work nicely with the model drawing, especially when you do the weight drawing part of this. What I like about model drawing is you really get to build the drawing up in layers. So those first few lines, you can be really kind of exploratory, and I always start with a gesture really lightly in pencil. So that helps to kind of lightly lay in some proportions and then step back and see if they look all right, and then you can come back and improve it. So by the time I'm done, my model drawings are usually a little bit more refined compared to my memory drawings anyway. So 6 minutes left. I'm still just halfway through my weight drawing by now.
This is the weight drawing just to show where the heavy weight is, not the whole figure.
Well, you also want to, I like to also draw in where any mass is really. He talks about, you know, with the model drawing, you're imagining like you're a sculptor adding one layer of clay over another, sort of building up the figure from the center outward. So I do anywhere there where I see the model, I have at least a partial tone as opposed to negative space in the area around the model, which I'll just leave white.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can see my teeny tiny little screen, but so far I've got like her torso and I'm about to get into the hips because I felt like that's where most weight is. So far I'm using a pretty light pencil. It's like a HB.
Okay. All done. What?
Done, you're done.
I'm done.
About 3 more minutes. I still haven't even started my cross contour.
I must be doing something wrong.
What do you mean?
Are you using pen, Judith?
Yes.
That also will make it go a lot faster, I think, because you end up with such bold lines. Like with the pencil, I have to go over and over again to build up like the darkness I want to get with the weight drawing. But you know, you can do more than one too if you just want to do a shorter model drawing. So
Well, when we have the homework, I do 2 in a 10-minute. But
great.
So I've been confused because in the model drawings he shows in the book, there is no cross contour. They're filling in the volume with scribble.
Right.
And no cross contour.
The weight drawing and not the cross contour. And again, that's just because he died so young. He had just written the manuscript part, but hadn't put it together yet. And I do wish, I mean, obviously people are doing these exercises. It seems like it wouldn't be that hard to find a student who'd worked with him.
You think?
To draw, or like the person who was putting the book together. We're going to have to mail the book publishers our drawings. Say, listen.
oh, that's a good answer.
So,
We'd be happy to do the 5th edition.
Oh, goodness. I need to go out and get myself some Conti crayons, though. I think that will also really help. And I think, Carol, you've been using those, right?
I've tried charcoal. I've used my colored pencils. I tried kids' wax crayons. I've been messing around.
Awesome. Report, please, what you think is the best. We can talk about it.
Well, I don't know what's the best right now. I mean, I like a heavy pencil, like a 6B.
Nice.
One of the things that's also hard with the model drawing, like the lighting on this model is so distinct. And if you were actually doing a drawing of the model, not a modeled drawing, you would be using a very different relationship between the light and dark in the drawing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, you nailed it. It's very challenging.
You have to
Reach the end of our time.
get away from that.
Where is she? Did she?
Yeah, she left. She left us. Diane. So let's see what we ended up with. Let me pop mine up real quick.
I can't see it. Turn it. Oh.
So I would like to spend more time. I think 15 minutes is a little more in my comfort zone for model drawings. Or maybe I just need to up the ante, get the good stuff, the Conti crayons or the 6B pencils, and have a little more flexibility. Bob, let's check it out.
Ooh,
Nice, yeah.
really good.
Is that, yeah, I think I see like you were using a really light pencil for your weighted part. Very nice.
It looks good.
Maria, ooh,
Nice.
very
Wow.
cool.
That's
The,
very.
the contour lines really worked in that.
It's like a break.
Can you see
Who's-
this?
Oh,
Got Linda here, lovely, yeah.
Very good.
And with that one,
That's
Zach.
Oh, nice.
Work. Really great with the proportions. The negative space, those areas in between the body where there's like the empty little pocket of air, like between the breast and the hands, that's really, you nailed it.
Thank you.
wow.
Ellie.
Oh,
nice.
Oh gosh. Standing ovation.
Mm.
So cool how you got the cross contour on there. That really shows that full three-dimensional kind of.
Cool. Oh, thank you.
Barbara.
Wow.
Oh, beautiful, Barbara.
Barbara, wow.
Really
Ooh.
nice. You got that.
Nice.
Jealous how you do the head. I just always have an issue with heads on my drawings. The
Yeah,
head
me too.
is nice.
yeah, there's no room for the head. You're finished.
Ooh. Judith, that is a really good one.
Good, Judith. You're just
Yep.
quicker than most.
I think you're right, though, that using ink is different. I'm going to try pencil.
Although it has such a great punch to it, you know, when you
I know. I love them when they're in. I love the
Cross con.
yeah.
yeah, it's hard to go back to pencil after pen. Diane.
See?
Oh,
Oh,
Stunning.
great.
that's
How did
gorgeous. She looks like she's about to twist off the page.
And I almost didn't have room for the.
Yeah, that's excellent. Carol, did we see yours?
No, I added color for that
Oh.
orange.
Oh,
So I
very.
was doing circular modeling, pressing and lightening, but circling with the side of my 6B.
Ooh, I really like that. I'm going to try
Nice.
the circling.
Very nice.
Really excellent job with the weight. Really helped show where that weight is falling. So turned out really nicely. Great work, everybody. Anybody else want to show
This
off?
is Marjorie. I still don't think that I get the whole concept.
Oh, yeah.
I want to show it because I don't think I get the concept.
Well, and oh, that's fabulous. Okay. One thing about model drawing in particular is, remember, this is the one where Nicolaides said, 3 different students could do model drawing, and all 3 drawings could look different, and yet they're all correct. So what we're aiming to think about as we're going through this is, first of all, what's the overall weight? Where is the model, you know, bearing the most weight, almost thinking of them structurally. So we begin with the weight drawing. And then on top of that, we want to imagine that our hands are running over the model and we're pressing down darker as it goes away. You can illustrate that with the cross contour and different pressure on a pen or pencil.
So, okay, that's where I get confused, because with the weight drawing, he's talking about leaving the contours very fuzzy and very light, just in the weight.
Yes.
And then with the modeling, he's saying, well, the contours have to be really dark. You know, they've got to be, the further away it is, that's where the contours have to be really dark. So I'm like confused.
One is superimposed on top of the other. So with the weight drawing, you know, leave the edges soft. That's fine. And then when you do the contour, that's when the cross contour aspect of modeling, those edges will appear, which I love because I get to be so loose and get the proportions in with the weight drawing. And then the model really pops out whenever I then look for those edges. But this one,
it's not contour as much as the cross contour. I think using the word contour is confusing her. Because it's the cross contour is taking the line over, like it's the thigh, over the thigh. It's not drawing the outline of the thigh, it's going over the thigh.
That's such a good point. Let me try and find a quick example. So here's one of my messy initial cross contours. And with the cross contour, you know, I didn't come in and draw a line outlining the contour of this back. I allowed the cross contours to create the appearance of that line.
Okay.
So it's not, you're not really doing the traditional contour where we're all about the edges, only thinking about, you know, where are these very visible lines. The line is created in our eye.
Okay.
I like the gold nail polish.
Why, thank you. I was inspired.
Could you also make the distinction between using pencil for one part of it and pen for the other?
Sure. I don't know if I have an example on hand, but what Carol has been doing would be my preferred way to approach the modeled or the weight drawing part of model drawing, where you start using the, let me pop up my video. You start by using, that's what I was doing in this particular one today. I was doing more diagonal movements, but I had my pencil sideways so that instead of using the tip and creating the fine, hard lines of the cross contour, I'm trying to find the weight. And I was pressing down harder in the areas where I felt like there was more weight in the model. I think a circular motion would be a nicer way to, you know, express this. But
I like what Bob's suggesting. I think what you're suggesting, Bob, is to do the weight in pencil and the cross contour in ink.
Yes, that would
I'm going to try that. I like that idea.
Go for it.
I will. That's what homework is for.
Yay! Any other questions or confusions? And please go back and read that chapter. I think it's on page 32. And I remember that only because after I read that chapter about weight and model drawing, I thought, oh my God, this is ridiculous. So Marjorie, it's not just you. I had to read that chapter many times. Yes. So it's on page 32 of The Natural Way to Draw. You can download it in the course. And we got to just listen to Nicolaides and Self, and it's all about your interpretation of that. There's no wrong way. So, on that note,
Hasta la vista.
hasta la
See you
vista.
next week.
Yeah.
And
Thanks
sweet.
so much for coming out and drawing, everybody. This was lots of fun. I can't wait to see your movement or moving action drawings in the group. So be sure.
And did you, I'm sorry, did you say that you, whoops, what did I do? Turn around my camera. Whoop. Did you say that you have actually included those yoga glyphs in the lesson?
Yes, I sure did. And if you just go to the lesson, it's on our week 6.
Great. Thank you for doing
moving
it for
action.
us.
Thank you.
Sure thing. All right.
Bye, everyone.
Good luck, everyone.
Thank you. See you next week.
Stay safe.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.